A view shows residential buildings destroyed in the town of Irpin, outside Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29, 2022. Reuters. Valentin Ogerenko. Ukrainian servicemen fire with a BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launch system, in Luhansk region, Ukraine, April 26. Reuters. Serhiy Nuzhenenko. A Ukrainian national flag is seen in an apartment of a residential building damaged in the town of Irpin, outside Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Valentin Ogerenko. Local residents gather to receive humanitarian aid in the southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. Lyubov, 85, stands in front of a 19th-century wooden church, damaged by rocket attack, in the village of Vyazivka, Zhytomyr region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Vyacheslav Ratinsky. A member of the Ukrainian Territorial Defense Forces patrols a damaged bridge, in Zhytomyr region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Vyacheslav Ratinsky. A Ukrainian servicewoman patrol an area in Donetsk region, April 28. Reuters. Serhiy Nuzhenenko. Vera Pilipenko, 65, mourns her son Sergei Pilipenko, 36, a territorial defense member, who according to his family was killed by Russian soldiers along with his friend while driving to Bucha, as relatives arrived to attend his funeral ceremony outside his house, in Myrotsky village near Bucha, Kyiv region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Zora Ben Semra. View of the destroyed church that according to residents was used by the Russian army as a munitions warehouse, in Lukashivka, Chernihiv region, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Zora Ben Semra. A local resident is seen inside an apartment building heavily damaged in the southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. A woman cries as she takes part in a rally demanding international leaders to organize a humanitarian corridor for evacuation of Ukrainian military and civilians from Mariupol, in central Kyiv, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. A Ukrainian serviceman walks near the remain of a Russian Mi-8 helicopter that crashed near the village of Havronchkina in Kyiv region, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Mykola Timchenko. Local residents take household items out of an apartment building in the southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. Destroyed Russian army vehicles are seen in the forest in Yehedny, Chernihiv region, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Zora Ben Semra. Ukrainian servicemen attend the funeral of Ukrainian serviceman Oleksandr Teko, 44, who was killed by Russian shelling near Kryvyi Rih in Dnipropetrovsk region, in Zhytomyr, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Vyacheslav Ratinsky. A member of the Ukrainian Territorial Defense Forces Serhiy Rybak, 45, sits on wood, in Zhytomyr region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Vyacheslav Ratinsky. Rescuers carry the body of Radio Liberty producer Vera Herich, who was killed in an airstrike, from a destroyed apartment building in Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. A view shows an apartment building destroyed during Russia's invasion of Ukraine in the town of Irpin, outside Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Valentin Ogerenko. A view shows an apartment building destroyed in the town of Irpin, outside Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Valentin Ogerenko. A Ukrainian serviceman tries to comfort a girl whose house was damaged by a missile attack, in Zaporizhzhia, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Usle Marcelino. Rescuers work in an apartment building destroyed in a military strike, in Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. Ukraine's flag is seen beside new graves for people killed at a cemetery in Bucha, Kyiv region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Zora Ben-Semra. Lithuanian musician Darius Mazintas plays a piano in front of the Central House of Culture destroyed in the town of Irpin, outside Kyiv, Ukraine, April 26. Reuters. Mykola Timchenko. Children depict a Soviet monument to a friendship between Ukrainian and Russian nations after its demolition, in central Kyiv, Ukraine, April 26. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. Fire burns in a building after a shelling in Kyiv, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Zora Ben-Semra. A Ukrainian serviceman Nazar poses for a picture in a trench at his position in Donetsk region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Serhiy Nuznenko. Local boy Fadey plays in a destroyed Russian military truck in the village of Kolikivka, in Chernihiv region, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Vladislav Muzhienko. People line up to receive food donations in front of a government building in Slavyansk, Donetsk region, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Jorge Silva. A local resident walks on debris outside an apartment building heavily damaged in the southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. A Ukrainian soldier cleans his Kalashnikov rifle while on duty near the front line in Svyatogorsk, in Donetsk region, Ukraine, April 27. Reuters. Jorge Silva. A rescuer stands in an apartment building destroyed in a military strike in Kyiv, Ukraine, April 29. Reuters. Gleb Garanich. Alexander Romanenko, 13, tries to play with a friend after he and other residents attended a safety training provided by the State Emergencies Service of Ukraine as they find shelter from shelling in a metro station in Kharkiv, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Ricardo Moras. A view of a shrine among the debris in Zhytomyr region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Vyacheslav Ratinsky. Local resident Vitaly Kudasov, 71, walks with his bicycle near an apartment building destroyed in the southern port city of Mariupol, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Alexander Ermoshenko. A Ukrainian serviceman Oleksiy points a machine gun at his position in Donetsk region, Ukraine, April 28. Reuters. Serhiy Nuznenko.